Hey there, I'm Amir, and in this channel, I share what I've learned about building generative AI products and experiences. When developing Gen AI powered products, there are a number of unique principles I talk about with teams and customers. One of these principles is ensuring consistency. This is crucial for anyone looking to build trust and reliability into their generative AI features or products. Let's get to it. So, what do we mean by ensure consistency in the world of generative AI? Simply put, it's about making sure your AI's output are reliable and predictable, but not in the way you might think. In traditional software, consistency often means getting the exact same output for the same input. But with Gen AI, it's a bit different. We're aiming for outputs that are consistently helpful, useful, relevant, and aligned with the user's expectations, even if they're not identical every time. Think of it like a creative human assistant. You want them to be reliably helpful, but you don't expect them to give the exact same response to every question. Now, ensuring consistency in Gen AI isn't always straightforward. Here's why. First, large language models have an inherent level of randomness. It's part of what makes them creative and able to generate novel content. But it also means they can be unpredictable. Second, these models are sensitive to small changes in input. A slightly different prompt can sometimes lead to significantly different outputs. Lastly, as models are updated or fine-tuned, their behavior can change. What worked consistently yesterday might not work the same way today. These challenges mean we need to approach consistency differently in Gen AI compared to traditional software development. So, how do we tackle these challenges? Let's look at 4 key strategies. Strategy number 1 is with prompt engineering. This is about crafting your prompts carefully to guide the AI towards consistent outputs. It might involve using templates, specific phrasings, or even including examples of desired outputs in your prompts. One way to do this is called few-shot prompts, in which you provide the large language model with a number of examples of correct or incorrect outputs that you expect it to follow. Strategy number 2 for consistency uses Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or RAG. This technique involves providing relevant information to the model along with the prompt. By giving the model consistent context, you are more likely to get consistent outputs. Keep in mind that getting RAG to work well is in itself something you'll need to learn and experiment with, as retrieving the relevant information will have a critical impact on the outputs. Strategy number 3 is model selection and fine-tuning. Different models have different strengths. Choosing the right model for your task and fine-tuning it on domain-specific data can significantly improve consistency. However, we won't always choose fine-tuning as it can be costly and requires specific data. But sometimes it might be the right choice for achieving the level of consistency you need. And strategy number 4 is parameter tuning. Adjusting parameters like temperature can control the randomness of the model's output. A lower temperature generally leads to more predictable responses, while a higher temperature allows for more creativity. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate variability. It's about finding the right balance between consistency and the creative potential of Gen AI. Now, here's a crucial point. Ensuring consistency doesn't mean sacrificing the creative potential of Gen AI. It's all about finding the right balance. Too much consistency, and you might as well be using a rule-based system. Too little, and your users won't know what to expect. The sweet spot depends on your use case. For a customer service chatbot, you might lean heavily towards consistency. For a creative writing assistant, you might allow for more variability. Here's an interesting approach. You could give users the power to adjust this balance themselves. Want more predictable outputs? Slide towards consistency. Feeling adventurous? Dial up the creativity. We'll dive deeper into this idea in a future video about empowering user control. It's all about giving users the reins to their AI experience. Let's consider some real-world examples. Imagine you're building a Gen AI-powered product description generator for an e-commerce platform. This tool would be used by sellers or product managers to quickly create compelling, consistent product listings. It saves time and ensures a uniform brand voice across thousands of items. Initially, you might find that the descriptions vary wildly in tone, length, and focus. Some are formal, others casual. Some focus on features, others on benefits. To improve consistency, you could try one or more of the following. Option 1. Use prompt engineering to specify the desired tone and structure. Option 2. Implement RAG to provide product category guidelines and brand voice information. Option 3. Fine-tune the model on high-quality product descriptions if you have enough data. And option 4. Adjust the temperature setting to control creativity levels. The result? Product descriptions that consistently match your brand voice and provide the right information, while still having enough variety to not sound repetitive. Now, let's consider another example, an online call note-taker tool for end users. This AI assistant would listen to your calls and generate consistent, well-structured summaries. The challenge here is maintaining consistency in format and focus across different types of calls, from quick catch-ups to in-depth strategy sessions. In addition, users would expect the tool to perform in a consistent way, irrespective of the person speaking or their accent, for example. By applying our consistency principle, we can create a tool that reliably captures the essence of each call, saving users time and improving their communication. As you start implementing these strategies, here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, start with prompt engineering and parameter tuning. These are often the quickest and most cost-effective ways to improve consistency. Second, monitor your outputs closely, especially after any changes. Consistency can drift over time or with model updates. Third, get user feedback. What feels consistent to you might not feel so to your users. And finally, don't aim for perfect consistency right away. It's an iterative process. Start with good enough and improve from there. So, there you have it, the principle of ensure consistency in generative AI product development. Remember, it's about being reliably helpful and relevant, not identical. I encourage you to start experimenting with these techniques in your own Gen AI projects. Try different prompts, play with RAG, adjust those parameters. Check out more videos on this channel for other generative AI product development principles. Make sure you subscribe to be notified of more tips and techniques. I'd also love to hear about your experiences with consistency in generative AI. Drop a comment below with your thoughts or questions. If you want to talk to me about these principles or on how to develop generative AI products, see the description with links for contacting me. This is Amir, and I'll see you in the next one.